All right, all right. We're going to get started here, everybody. Thanks for joining us today at Coverings 2023. My name is Art Reitz. I am the TSSM for wedi shower systems, and I cover Illinois and Wisconsin. Up on stage, we have Greg Braun, a new addition to our team, who covers basically the North Midwest, Minneapolis area, Dakotas, Iowa, and then Stephen Ainley, our fearless leader, the regional manager, Division Midwest, Central Division. So what we're going to be doing here is pretty ambitious, okay? But we're going to make it happen. We have launched the new Click and Seal drain from wedi. This is a brand new addition to our lineup, and this is a drain system that is going to be used for all of our product offerings in the shower base category. Today we're going to set 3 types of shower bases. We're going to get these guys started real quick on the installation, but today we're going to be doing our linear drain shower base. We're going to be doing our standard traditional Primo shower base that takes a curb, and we're also going to be setting the Ligno. And the Ligno is our curbless shower base that measures only 3/4 of an inch at the perimeter, and it sets in a recess that we've already created here in this mock-up. So curbless, traditional, and the linear drain right here. So let's get started, guys. The Click and Seal is really we're going to begin the process here. We're just using a modified thin set to set this. All of our full details on installation, because we're not diving into that today. Today is really about the Click and Seal drain, a brand new launch for wedi. But all that information could be found in our technical handbooks online. We have many resources, so feel free, stop by our booth, which is just over there, 3930 wedi Shower Systems. So the Click and Seal drain comes with all of these shower bases. So regardless of what size you're gonna get, what type you're gonna get, we include the Click and Seal drain, and if you're using one of our point drain systems, you're also gonna have your drain cover extension included. The first thing that you're gonna do out of the box with the Click and Seal is remove the inner components to the drain assembly. We're gonna put them aside and we're gonna use them later in the installation. There's a tightening key, also acts as a hair strainer, a locking key, a compression spacer, and a gasket. Very simple, very easy. So you have one drain body here in your hand, which Greg is now gonna use the siliconized grease or the lubricant that comes with the drain assembly to lube up the rubber gasket on the drain, and it simply is going to clockwise turn and click into place to make your seal to the wedi shower base. No sealant needed, no glue, no adhesives, no anything else. And when we're talking about the gasket, you know, keep in mind when you're installing wedi, you do not have to be a plumber to do this. You're not gluing anything to the pipe. It's a compression fit to really keep you moving with your install. And for those that are new to wedi, I'll tell you what, this is a fully waterproof, internally waterproof system. Our blue foam is the waterproofing. You can customize this stuff very easy by cutting down the base or using extension panels to extend it. But we're gonna go ahead and get this thin setted down. Steve's over here gonna keep Greg moving along with a little bit of keying in the back of the base, back buttering it with you, if you will, but with the flat side of the trowel. The plumbing prep here in the floor is really simple. So when you're getting ready for your wedi install on the Primo shower base, and the same with the linear drain, your prep is gonna be a 5-inch hole in the plywood. If you're installing on a slab, it's also a 5-inch hole. And the pipe height is just flush to the top of the plywood. So we're talking PVC pipes, ABS, cast iron, and we even have adapters for a copper pipe. But that's it for the floor prep. P-trap, flush cut, 5-inch hole. You're ready to rock and roll. You're gonna want to ensure that you have a level substrate, and you could check the studs. We're not doing wall panels today, just showing you how easy it is and how quick it is to install a wedi shower base. Now, if you were customizing that, that's done simply with just a few tools, cutting down the base and extending the base. But this is how it goes. So Greg's keying in the substrate, and then he's gonna be using a 1/2-inch trowel, square notch, just going directional troweling. That's how easy it is to set the wedi shower base. So the drain was attached to the back of the Primo just by twisting it into place. You know, with wedi too, we break down all of our product offerings into simple 5 categories. This is how you put material lists together. This is how you put your project together for distributors, for dealers, everything else. And the 5 categories are shower bases, where you're gonna find your curbless shower base, you're gonna find your linear drain shower base, and you're gonna find your traditional Primo shower base, and a multitude of sizes within each one of those types of shower bases. And then the second category is building panels. We go from an 1/8" building panel all the way up to 2" building panel. Benches can be made out of the 2". The 1/8" is great for building out mosaics so that it's flush with your thicker field tile in your shower. Makes it really easy to put together these showers. The third category is prefabricated accessories. This is a robust product offering in this category. That's where you're gonna find all your benches, your curbs, your niches, a multitude of sizes of all of that as well. We just introduced our new niche size, the 28". We do have many different sizes for sure. And then one of our newer products that we just launched is our metals. So we have a matte black shelf, a stainless steel shelf, and a glass shelf. So if it's been a while since you checked out wedi, or if you're new to wedi, there's a lot of options that we don't have here up here with us too. So pick up one of those technical handbooks or reach out to your rep, visit us at our booth. Greg's almost here, getting ready to drop this first base. Steve has the Primo back buttered pretty much. And we're gonna rock and roll, and then you're gonna see how these internal components of that click and seal drain seal to your waistline. The PVC pipe today in our case. Remember, cut flush to the subfloor. Want me to hand that off to him, Steve, or anything like that? So let's continue on our 5 categories, or our wedi in 5 steps. So we're talking about the prefabricated accessories, where all your benches are, your corner seat, the curbs, and the niches. Then we get into the 4th category, which is real simple. It's the sealant and the screws and washers, the stuff that puts the wedi shower together. There's one neat thing with wedi for sure that's a standout difference from a lot of competition. And what that is the fact that when you're dealing with the traditional shower, most of our showers in fact, there's no banding, there's no taping. It's sealant between our components, and there's sealant outside on the seam, a very quick and painless process, let me tell you. But when you're not using your banding and taping, you do not get a lot of buildup when you're in the corners or on the outside corners of benches or anything else. And the neat thing too is once you do have the sealant in place and you're doing your actual installation of the wall panels, you can set tile in some cases 30 minutes after you're done with the sealant. So it really keeps you moving on that job. And especially with this compression fit on the click and seal, you're gonna have no worries, getting that plumber back to the job or anything else. So this is a little bit of a checklist here that we're gonna kind of be crossing off a couple things as we go through this first assembly here. All right, Greg. Yep, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and get the gasket. And I think you can omit the lube, or it's all lubed up, because we're gonna get the picture here. So the first thing that goes down around the pipe is gonna be your gasket. Very simple, very simple. This is the first piece of the puzzle. Once Greg has that in place, he's moving right into the compression spacer. That's gonna go in next. That is gonna compress this O-ring when you use the tightening key so that it hugs the pipe and keeps all the water where it needs to be in the shower and down the drain. So once that's in place, there is a locking key, simple piece of plastic that tightens up with the hair catch and the tightening key. So when you get these shower bases and it comes with the drain assembly, the only thing that you're gonna really be purchasing on top of that, besides wall panels and all the other things, is gonna be the drain cover. So those that are the OGs with wedi and everything else, you're gonna have to buy the drain cover. But that all balances out with how we've rearranged the structure of our pricing as well. So it's a little bit more advantageous to the user, because if you don't have that stainless, or if you have that stainless steel drain and you need a matte black, you're kind of putting it aside. So just remember, you're gonna pick out the finish of your drain. Okay, so do we have that in there now? Yeah. All right, cool, looks good. That's a complete install there. Let's go ahead and do the drain extension. Steve, maybe, jump in there with that. So we've got the alignment ring that goes in first, and then a snap ring. This all comes with the drain assembly. So it's an alignment ring that drops in. This is these pieces of equipment here. And that's what Greg is doing now. This is a big change for wedi. So this is part of the innovation that we brought into the drain assembly. Threads will break off of here, or you can cut off with a hacksaw or something like that. But you drop these rings in first, and then the adjustment's gonna just screw right in, obviously to the drain part of the assembly here. Drain cover's gonna set right into place. And one of the neat features that we brought into our Click and Seal drain is the ability for movement, not only up and down for the perfect drain height compared to any sort of thickness of tile that you may be setting, but we also provide lateral movement in 360 degrees so that if your tile's already set, or if you have a layout that's a little bit of a fatter grout joint than the other side of the drain, you can easily adjust that so your end user, the end product, is flawless. So that's just part of the innovation that we brought into the Click and Seal drain. Now Greg's moving over to the Riolito, our line drain. What we're setting here is a very small shower, but we have a little restraint in our space here. This can be configured in a single slope shower, a 4-way slope, the linear drain on the long side of the shower, or the linear drain on the short side of the shower. You got a lot of customization when it comes to the wedi products. So Greg's gonna use the same process, and here's something that's pretty cool. So we set our Primo, the bread and butter. This is the shower base that we use most of the time, and so does everybody else. You know, tub replacements, we have offset drain locations and everything else here. And then our linear drain is a single slope that Greg's using right now. So you could do large format tiles without any sort of envelope cuts or anything like that. Same process, pipe heights cut flush. The hole in the plywood is 5 inches. This is nothing different than what we just did. Keying in the substrate and troweling out with a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch trowel. Greg's gonna set our line module after we attach the Click and Seal drain that works exactly the same way. This line module is available in a 32 inch and a 48 inch size. One of the cool things about wedi is we are expanding our Illinois factory, and we're gonna have the ability to bring you new products faster. And we're gonna be bringing in a lot of new products in addition to some of the things that you saw here, like our metal shelves, throughout the end of the year and throughout 2024. There's a lot of good things coming, for sure. And also, we could even talk about custom bases coming out of Illinois, where you can specify where the drain location is and the size shower base. There's good things, for sure, coming. So we're gonna get this troweled out. I'm gonna attach the drain on this one. So again, maybe a little closer. Maybe you do have TVs, but this is a little closer. So your Click and Seal on the back of the shower base. Literally, it's a counterclockwise turn. Clicks into place. That's it. You're attached to your wedi shower base very quickly. I think everybody on a line drain too, this is kind of a big focus for us, but everybody on line drains have dealt with a messy installation. Maybe you're connecting to a pipe with glue. Maybe it's a pipe that you can't even see. Maybe it's under the, under the plywood or anything else, and you're kind of doing it blind. The beauty of this install is that you can clearly see your pipe, you have your 5 inch hole, and you're making all the important connections physically yourself from the top side. So plumbing, you can do plumbing after the fact as well if the rough-in isn't done yet on your shower. But from the top side, there's no guesswork here. You're looking at what you're doing, which leads to ultimately a safe installation when it comes to leaks and your general waterproofing and when you put in your shower base, okay? So this is connected to the line drain. And the difference here, maybe Steve can hand me the compression spacer that's split in two there. When you do our line drain, there's one thing that's not gonna come with it, which is of course the point drain height adjustment for the drain cover. But when you're working with the line drain, the only thing that you're gonna do here that's a little bit different than the Primo and the Ligno is you actually cut the compression spacer right in half. That O-ring does all the business with waterproofing and keeping the water in the shower. This you cut in half so that you can get into the trough to put these two pieces in, okay? So I'm gonna hand this off to Greg. Or Steve. So that's a good question. We have a couple of gray pieces that you saw in the line drain there. Those are spacers so that you tile right up to them. Let you know where to make your cuts on your tile. You literally tile right up to the trough of our line drain, but they're also little handles. When you get into the adjustment of the drain cover itself, these feet can screw on the ends of those just for a handle so that you can hacksaw them for major height adjustments. You do have finite adjustments here with an Allen key inside of the feet, and then also just compression by turning that. We also just introduced it, just like our matte black shelf and stainless steel, we did just introduce the matte black linear drain for the Riolito for our line drain offerings. And if you haven't looked lately, again, this is why we invite you over to the booth 3930. We're just a hop, skip, and a jump right there, the wedi booth. We brought in a lot of different drain finishes. So we have gold, matte black, stainless, chrome, a slotted chrome, many more selection than maybe the last time you looked at wedi. But while we're kind of watching Greg make the installation here, which is really more important than me talking, to be honest, but how many people here have, by a show of hands, have put in a wedi shower before? That's awesome. That's awesome. A good experience for everybody? Yeah? Okay. All right. Who has never put in a wedi shower? Never. And who uses building panels, but maybe not the shower bases yet? Our building panels are the top tier in the industry, some would say, for sure. Very rigid. There's a fiberglass mesh built in with the cementitious coating for that rigidity. Remember, the waterproofing is the blue foam, internally waterproof all the way through. Why is that good? When you're cleaning grout joints, perhaps for grout day, you can, slice the waterproofing maybe and compromise the shower. So there's a lot of good safety built in just by our engineering alone with the wedi shower system. So what we're doing here with the modular connection is Greg has applied a 1/2-inch bead of sealant. We're going to apply a little bit more sealant on the connecting, the modular connection on the single slope Riolito base, and it's very easy to do these installs as well. Same thing, 1/2-inch square notch trowel. He's going to go ahead and lock this into place, seat it in the mortar, and we're going to be off to the next installation. All right, that's it. Steve will maybe compress that together, and Greg, let's move off to the ligno. Now with that drain too, I do have a little bit of a list here, and we've covered some of that stuff. The Click and Seal, the same for all of our shower base offerings across the whole product line. Commercial grade, solid drain body. This drain assembly, as I covered, comes with all the shower bases that we sell. The drain cover can move up or down. The drain cover can move laterally to accommodate a layout that's slightly off. Let's check those off. Drain covers selected a la carte. Standard drain covers do come with our kits. There's a big box here just to show you can buy with one SKU or sell with one SKU a complete wedi shower in one box. Weep holes, they're built into those adjustment rings around the drain cover, around the drain assembly. So the innovation has really been brought into this drain. The hair strainer is the tightening key. That's great. Fast, simple installation. I think we have that covered. Wedi's always been a fast, simple installation. Even the complex showers, wedi allows you to attack those effortlessly. Any size, any shape. Sometimes you get into large curbless showers that are 8, 9, 10, 12 feet. 2 shower bases next to each other. Perfectly fine to do. In fact, that's how we do them. That will maintain your 3/4 inch perimeter. Remember, we're setting a ligno shower base, our curbless shower base, 3/4 inch at the perimeter. We've already recessed that floor like I talked about when I first got up here with the Fundo Ligno Recess Kit. This is totally an option. You can do it with traditional carpentry, but this is available to make your job even easier. And when would you use a recess kit maybe? Trusses, TGI joists. Maybe if you open the floor and there's nothing but HVAC and pipes and all kinds of crazy stuff in that floor, grab the recess kit. Keep going with the curbless installation. So we're just keying in the substrate now, and on the ligno we actually switched over to a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch square notch trowel. But when we use that, it's really important to know that we're going to use the 1/4 inch on the substrate. We're also going to do the 1/4 inch on the back of the base. So in addition to keying in the substrate or back buttering, we are doing a full combing of the mortar on both the back of the base and the substrate on our curbless shower base. Okay, again, full installations found in our technical handbook. And then also, we always encourage you to reach out to your local TSSM in your territory, in your area that you live in, or in an area that you may be doing a project in. We will be there on the job site if you want. Maybe it's your first wedi shower. Maybe it's your first shower that you're doing curbless or a linear drain. Get a hold of your TSM, schedule it up, we'll be there with you. We'll do the installation so the train doesn't go off the tracks per se, okay? And we also have a certification process during that visit to the job site. Not only do we do workshops at distributors and dealers and stuff like that, but we also, will certify during those workshops, certify during the installations, and we have that 2-day pro certification as well to take that your business to the next level. When you get our pro certification that takes the 2-day class, you're also offering extended warranties. And that is a really big deal when it comes to wedi, is our warranty. Our warranty is 10 years out of the box. Everybody gets it. You could be a homeowner and install it. You could be the first time installer and install wedi shower. If it's installed right, you get our 10-year warranty, but it's just not any 10-year warranty. We are the company right now that covers consequential damages. We cover everything that could go wrong. It's bumper to bumper. Okay, so if you have a problem, we have a claim process. Of course, installation error might not be covered every time, but we'll do our best. But if we deem something was maybe a defect or anything else, and remember, lowest claim rate in the industry. We do not get a lot of calls at all. But you're covered. Your tile's covered. Your grout's covered. Your thin set's covered. The labor to tear it out's covered. The wedi material's covered. Everything to reinstall that shower base is covered. And the consequential damages means if anything affected one of your customers, the homeowner, the end user, okay, we're going to cover that too. Kitchen cabinets, couch, hardwood floor, everything. It is a robust warranty, okay, and that's sometimes what it's all about, especially pushing the liability to a vendor or a subcontractor or anything else. We're there for you. We just don't have those issues. So Steve is back buttering the ligno now. I'm going to jump up here and just see what it looks like. Looking good. Looking good. Now, there's a couple products I want to show you here real quick. When we're doing our curbless installation, Subliner Dry is part of that. This is our fabric membrane. Also good for other things like steam showers. And don't forget, if you're doing a steam shower, check out our Vapor 85 panel as well. That's a new panel available in a 3-foot by 8-foot size with the Subliner Dry already adhered to it. So the big difference there is steam showers do operate different than a regular shower. So when you get the steamer that comes up, look into the Subliner Dry or the Vapor 85. This component is also part of the ligno installation. After the base is set, you are going to use a portion of the Subliner Dry membrane to cover the threshold area. We don't do it with just a simple 5-inch tape, and we don't do that with just our sealant. We are going to use Subliner Dry. We're not going to do that today, but that goes into place with thin set, and we also have the addition of our 620 sealant. This is not the original joint sealant used on the building panels or anything else, but it's something to definitely be aware of. When you're using our membranes, this is part of that assembly, all found in that technical handbook as well. Screws and washers, everybody's semi-familiar with this. Different systems do use these, and wedi is no different when it comes to that. The strength is here on our washers so that you'll never have a problem with that installation. How we looking? Now, there's a little difference here on the ligno, the curbless. The pipe height on that, because this is a very low profile shower base, instead of flush to the top of the subfloor, you're going to drop that to 5/8 below the top of the subfloor, okay? And then the difference here too is on the hole cutout, because that ligno curbless shower base, just 5/8 below the top of the subfloor. And the ligno gets real thin, at the center. So there's a metal flange underneath there. So that's actually a 6.5-inch hole cut out of the plywood. Do you have to remember this stuff? No, of course not. You can reach out to us, your wedi reps or wedi TSSMs, or you can just look in the technical handbook for all those finite details, because you want to get them right for sure. So we're using the subliner there. We've got the pipe height cut a little lower, and then we've got our 6.5 inch hole. How are we looking on time for this one? We do have a double slot. Perfect, perfect, thank you. So again, there's on our click and seal drain, no plumbing license, glue or sealant needed. You do get an audible click sound when you're twisting that onto when you're screwing that onto the back of the shower base. Greg's setting that into place. And remember, this seals to ABS, PVC, or cast iron. And with a copper adapter kit, you can connect to copper pipes as well. In usual circumstances, we got this guy on casters now, but you'll just walk out that base to set it. There's no waiting period either. After that base gets set, you could go right into building panel installation, no problem. An average installation on a 3x5 shower, 4x4 simple showers is 2 or 3 hours with the wedi shower system. And remember, you're setting tile the same day if you want to. We encourage everybody to flood test your showers. And if you're gonna do that, the waiting period can be anywhere from 2 to 24 hours as that sealant cures. You don't wanna do it too quick, but in some instances, you can flood that up in just 2 hours and move on with that project. And what's that time savings give you? Maybe more jobs every year, maybe more time off every year. It is great. I've used wedi for nearly 2 decades now, I will tell you. And the special kit we covered. Here's a cool thing too, and it's the last point on the click and seal drain. And you can see the same process Greg's using across the whole line of shower bases. But one thing's really neat, you know, from underneath, if you have access underneath your shower, or if during the install you need to back off that drain assembly, this is very different than a lot of the competition out there. You can just take that drain assembly off from underneath the shower base without disturbing tile, without disturbing your installation at all. So if you ever have to do a repair, or if you have a plumbing issue, or there's many reasons why you may want to back off that drain assembly, but you certainly can do that without damaging the product. Maybe put a new one on or make adjustments for what you need to do. So we got drain covers in place. We're just going with the stainless steel today. Everything's here. Let me hand you a linear drain cover, Greg, for the Riolito. We'll go with the standard stainless. After Greg does the drain assembly here on the Riolito. So does anybody have any questions? I know it's maybe a intimidating forum to ask questions, but maybe not. Any questions for the wedi guys? Is this all making sense to everybody so far? Yes, sir. Yes. You know, stop by our booth. We'll take care of you. We'll take care. It's $39.30. $39.30. Oh yeah, we're giving hats out if anybody has questions or anything like that. Nice flex. You got it. Thank you. Anybody else? Anything that? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 10-year warranty. Yes.
What if at the 11th year that there's something that is defective on the product itself?
Well, wedi's a company that really likes to take care of people. You know what I mean? So that would have to be something. He was talking about what happens at year 11 on a 10-year warranty. You know, most of the time you are out of warranty for sure, you know, and technically you would be. But we'd like to work with everybody, and we'll figure out a solution for you that I don't think is going to, you know, be too unsavory. So that'll be a case by case, but reach out to your rep, you know, we'll get you up and running, get the proper training. And to be honest with you, we don't see it that often either. But we'll do our best to take care of everybody. That's really why we're here. You know, we've got a great product, great support, and that's just where we're going to keep things. Yes, sir.
How long of a warranty do you get once you do the training?
If you do the 2-day pro certification, the basic certification is just credentials for like your customer and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But that 2-day class, that 10-year warranty, the standard warranty, turns immediately into a 15-year warranty. And if you waterproof the entire bathroom floor with subliner dry membrane or wedi building panels and sealant, it's a 20-year warranty. But that 20-year and that 15-year warranty are just as robust as the 10-year. We don't really omit anything. You're covered, you know? When you partner with a company, with a shower system company, those are the important things, you know? Made in the USA, USA sourced raw materials, stuff like that. That's what we're looking for. 10-year warranty, training, reps that are there by your side if you need it. You know, this is where we shine, so we're there every step of the way. Yes, sir.
What about designer covers for the linear drain?
So we are, with the production and our expansion in the factory in Illinois, we have a lot of new products slotted to be released regularly, okay? So right now the available drain finishes in the linear drain is tileable, the stainless, we have an exclusive stainless, which is a little bit nicer than the standard eased edge stainless, and then the matte black. But oil rub bronze is coming, of course, and we do have resources to help you out with the truly custom, fancy designer drains. So we got you every step of the way there when it comes to drain covers, for sure. Okay, how we looking? We got everything installed? All right. So this is when you would move into the building panels with sealant, then cut in your niche, finish your installation, but that was pretty cool. Yes, sir.
So I got two questions. So I know earlier we talked about the custom pads.
Custom pants. Mm-hmm.
For double-sided showers, how would that work as far as the custom?
If you did 2 shower bases next to each other, like double-sided?
Like two shower spouts, with two slope directions.
So, okay, so if you do like 2 shower bases next to each other, you want 2 drains, how's that work with the sloping and everything, with the pitch? Well, you know, at a 1/4 inch per foot, and that's a great question, by the way. You know, all these bases are already pre-sloped at a 1/4 inch per foot, so it takes the guesswork out of anything like that too. Level substrate, you're ready to go off to the races. When you do 2 bases next to each other, you don't get a big peak in the middle or anything like that. It's pretty minor, you know, and then the water is going to choose a side to go. It's not going to defy gravity. But you've got your 2 pipe hookups, so it's literally almost the same as what you see here. But where we see 2 bases a lot is super huge showers, maybe 20 foot, 15 foot, you know. Wet rooms occasionally will do that too. But when you're doing a curbless, at about 7 feet, you do have to consider using 2 shower bases because you're going to add an extension panel. It gets thicker and thicker and thicker type thing, you know. When you join 2 bases in the middle, it's a simple process. Both go down in thin set with a bead of sealant in between, and you've got your 2 1/2-inch channels facing each other. You just put a 1-inch spline down the middle over one of our building panels with sealant and sealant over the top. It's very easy. You know, that's one of the things that's great with wedi. Custom showers you're doing by yourself, usually just cutting down the shower base and adding an extension panel or 2. We also, doing those double bases, doing the wet room, it's all relatively simple and all as basic as a 3x3 installation for the most part. It's quick, you can rely on it, it can bring you a place. If you're trying to do things with mud and some of the other methods, again, we were talking about the linear drain attachment to the pipe. You know, that in itself is something that, that was quick and easy and painless. There's no guesswork. We know it's sealed. I don't have to guess if it's glued to the pipe underneath the floor or anything else. This is something where really, I don't want to say it's going to take your business to the next level because I know everybody here is already on top of it. I mean, we're here at Coverings, you know. But wedi could maybe get that process down to a quicker process. And a lot of consistency here when you're using wedi. Maybe you have multiple crews out there, you know, where everybody's maybe got a little bit different skill set, a little bit different ability, where you're going to get a lot of consistency just with the wedi shower bases, just using those alone in the wedi shower system, for sure. But we're getting down to the end of our presentation here, so what I want to do is open it up for questions again. Is there any more questions I can answer? Yes, sir.
System like this, when you attach the wallboard, do you slide it down in that notch?
Yes, so if you are, because we're not doing the full installation today, of course, that's what our workshops are for primarily. But yes, so there's a 1/2-inch channel. How do the wall panels go in? Do they just slide down, you know, to the base or anything? There's a 1/2-inch channel that runs around the perimeter of our shower base. So if you cut it down, you'll recreate that just with a simple circular saw and a utility blade on the side cut. Very easy and very quick, but that's exactly how that works. The building panels go down into the channel, into sealant, and compression is necessary. And then you do that for the whole shower. Basically, I have a little mantra I tell people. wedi never touches wedi without sealant in between. You'll never have products of wedi touching each other. Always sealant in between. And then later in the process, when all the panels are up and your niche is in and your curb is in and everything else, you'll just come right back and put a secondary bead of sealant outside the seam. We have corner putty knives and of course the flat knife for the flats. All you're trying to do is achieve 1 inch past the seam in both directions. It's a pretty simple process for sure. And if anybody has not tried wedi, this is your time. I encourage you to check it out. You've got all the support that you need to feel confident in it, to get trained, to have all the supporting tools and everything else. There's 2 more things I'm going to leave you with. We just launched our dealer program. So those that have a showroom, maybe there's distributors here. We have a big focus right now, not only on the contractor and end users and distributors, but dealers. So if you'd like to be a dealer, reach out to us. Talk to us at our booth, 3930, just right over there. That's one of the big things that we're doing. And also remember, maybe you're a contractor, maybe you are one of those dealers. We're here to give you all of those sales tools too to make you successful. The tech books, the little samples for your customers, a lot of different things, shower configurers and estimating tools and stuff like that. We can show you the way, and we're going to work with you. With wedi, it's just not about using the shower system. It really is about partnering with the ones installing it and partnering with the ones selling it. Okay? So we're here for you. We want to work with you. We want you to try wedi. Yes, sir. What's that?
For the training to get certified for the
Reach out to your local rep or come by our booth at 3930. Okay, and we'll figure that out. But our website too is a great resource. You could go on there, you can find a distributor, you can find your rep, who is it, your contact, the email, everything. We got you covered. But if you have questions that you don't want to look up on the website or anything else, we love talking with our customers. So just reach out, okay? But that's all I got for you guys. Any last questions while I'm here? I'm going to be at the booth all week. Art Reitz, the Illinois and Wisconsin TSSM, thank you guys very much. That was wedi and the Click and Seal Drain. Ashley's gonna zap your badges if you want to get into our list, and then we'll go from there and take care of you. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.